Hey everyone, BruinBound here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the economy of Civilization 5. It's a very popular topic and it is very important in every Civilization game. In Civ 5, you actually have research agreements and you can rush by things like universities and other science buildings, so it becomes very important how to manage your economy. Managing your capital early is very important, especially on Deity. You don't want to get off to a slow start, and working the right tiles is very important. To work the right tiles, you sometimes need to claim the best tiles. And this is where I'm using some early gold to actually get a 2 food 1 hammer tile, which is usually the best tile you can work early. You're growing and you're also producing. Obviously, to spend money to buy tiles, you need to actually get money first, and that's where scouting is important. You want to meet as many city-states as you possibly can, which allows you to buy more tiles and keep expanding your empire and growing quickly. Once you're ready to start building settlers, you usually want to make sure that you have the hills necessary or your best production tiles to get them out quickly. In this case, the game's a little funky because I have a granary with wheat and I have horses, so we don't need to work as many hills, but often you want to have 3 hills. They're usually your best option. Unfortunately, the culture borders usually don't expand there yourselves, and you would need to actually pay for them yourself. They do, however, pay off in the long run. Much of your early economy is determined by how many luxury and strategic resources you have and can sell. Luxury resources you would probably be best trading up for another luxury resource in order to have as much happiness as possible, but if you have a surplus, you can definitely sell it for 7 gold per turn or 240 gold if you have friendship. The strategic resources, unless you're actually going to be using them for a unique unit or something like that in an early rush, are almost always best sold. You can sell them for 45 gold to a friend, or even better, you can sell them individually for 2 gold per turn each. This is the best deal you can get, and it can make a huge difference in the gold that you're getting early in your empire. Venice didn't actually want all 4 of my horses, so I sold the last one to Germany. It's very important to always sell all of your your strategic resources. They're important for the money you're making early. In this situation, I have almost 400 gold, which means I could buy a library in one of my cities. Since I went 4 cities, and I still have 2 libraries to build almost entirely, it's not really going to be beneficial buying. And I also got declared war on by Isabella, so I decided I want to use that money to buy some archers, which I had neglected to do early. Having close to 400 gold means I'm going to be able to get 2 archers here pretty soon, in addition to the one I already had on defense, and I'm going to be able to defend myself from that attack. Not having bought the library in one of my cities did not actually hurt me. As you can see, I'm 3 turns away from finishing in Boston, and I'm 5 turns away from finishing in Philadelphia. At that point, I'll be able to build a national college in my capital. It's very important to continue to hook up all your luxury and strategic resources to sell them as soon as possible. With the gold I'm getting, I was able to upgrade my entire army, and now I'm in a pretty good defensive position. It's also important to keep checking in the top left, the resource screen, to make sure you have all the resources being sold or traded that you possibly can. In this case, I had a luxury trade that had just expired, and by keeping an eye on that, I made sure I got rid of my surplus one and got more happiness for the trade. You can also trade these things for gold if necessary or in a pinch, but generally you want to keep the excess happiness to continue to grow. I have yet to hook up my iron, but I'm actually selling all of my horses. Since I'm exporting about 6 of them, that means I'm getting 12 gold per turn. This is what you're losing by not actually selling your your strategic resources as soon as you possibly can. Also, I'm close to finishing this iron and I'll be able to get another 12 gold per turn. It's pretty much free money, you need to take advantage of it. Given the importance of growth and production in Civilization 5, there's actually not that many realistic ways to make money. You're most likely not going to be putting any trading posts down at the early point in the game, maybe later in jungles, but you don't have a lot of opportunities to make gold apart from selling those resources. My iron and my horses are all being sold, and it's creating a strong economy for me to use as needed. With selling all of my resources, my economy is strong enough now to actually do things like sign research agreements and even rush by scientific buildings. In this game, I actually bought the university the turn I discovered education, and I'm probably going to be saving up to do the same for public schools when I get to scientific theory. In general, the research agreements are more powerful than the science buildings, but if you don't have enough friends or you have enough gold, do buy them as soon as you possibly can. As you can see, my trade routes externally still aren't that great, so I am doing all internal trade routes, and yet my economy is still doing strong enough and I'm able to buy my scientific buildings when needed. As the game winds to a close, make sure to switch out some of those internal trade routes to external one and try to save up enough gold to buy spaceship parts if you win freedom. Other than that, build some markets and banks when convenient, not before science buildings or production buildings, and your economy should be fine.